I'm Angie. Welcome to my podcast, Chaotic Harmony. Today, I'm excited to introduce my new series to my podcast called Spill the Tea. My daughter and I will be getting together to do what we do best: talk shit, dish out advice that was never asked for, ramble on and on about basically anything and everything, and at times, I'm sure we will annoy the hell out of each other.
If you find yourself a little butthurt over something we discuss, don't worry. We don't care. Obviously, this is a podcast series, wasn't meant for you. If you love a little drama, well, then sit back and enjoy the tea we are about to spill.
So, for this one, since it's our first episode, we decided, why not start it off by spilling the tea about each other?
Nothing better than starting a new series and getting to know everybody better.
Yep. So, who wants to spill the tea first? 1, 2, 3. Me? Okay. So, actually, this does remind me of when you were younger, because we would lay in bed, on your bunk bed, at midnight?
Oh my gosh, and do our interviews.
Yeah,
Get ready for our interviews.
It would be like a school week day, and we'd be sitting there
literally just recording each other talk.
Yeah. So, anyway, Abigail, do you remember when I walked in on you and I saw you naked with a guy? Remember that?
Oh my god. Yeah, that was all just a plea to get back at Shelby. It worked,
but bullshit.
But in the end, it didn't work because then I started dating the dude for some reason. And
yeah, but wasn't it a little awkward?
Obviously, it was very awkward.
Yeah.
The whole entire thing was awkward, but I just kept thinking to myself, somehow this will be worth it in the end.
And it was, because it was one of my favorite. I know this is going to sound really messed up, but it's legit one of my favorite memories with you, because I took an awkward situation and made it even more awkward. Because you're like, Mom, just leave! Just leave! I'm like, if I have to see you, you have to see me.
No, I think it's more awkward in the fact that, Colton had to be there and Shelby was throwing snow at us, and it was just, it was something.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
turning 18, I don't know what to tell you. You do crazy things. Like smashing mailboxes.
And I caught you. What the fuck? You're spilling the tea on yourself.
Okay, next. I want to talk about how you have such odd children, right? Does it ever make you feel off-putting knowing that people are reminded of school shooters when looking at your sons? Do you feel that somehow...
Whoa, this took a dark fucking turn.
Do you feel that somehow you have egged that on?
Okay, first and foremost, off-putting is a little weird, okay? I don't talk and say off-putting, okay? Because I like putting on in my mouth. But when you're referring to my children as the school shooters and then asking if I had influenced that, no. I do not condone school shooting, okay? I don't. However, my kid is pasty white with long hair and no facial expressions.
I can't help that. Colton.
I can't help that. Too. How do you know I was talking about Colton? What could
because
you have how many other brothers?
The only pasty white one like you is Colton.
True, that's facts. And he does look like he may or may not have...
And he said long hair. And the only one that has long hair is Colton. So you're just outing Colton.
Really, what it is, why do I have so many children with autism? That is the real question.
I don't know. Maybe you should look into yourself.
I need to
do
that question. What is it, a 23andMe?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, Abby, you remember when, speaking of all this awkward, weird kids, remember when you broke your ankle on the morning dew when you were running to go play football? And then I was trying to help you be more cool and be like, tell them, the kids at school, that you tackled your brother. But it was literally just morning dew.
I am the coolest motherfucker to break my foot on morning dew. Who else can say that? Who else can say that?
Every Polish person I know can say that. I was laying... I'm dishing my own tea. or spill my own tea. I was laying in the front of our yard, okay? I tripped off of like a couple steps in when we lived in Manuel area, and I'm laying like 300 plus pounds of me laying there, Jill, and she's in the house like, what's going on?
I would have been dying
and
of laughter.
She dragged me in the house.
Oh my god.
I was in a boot for like, I don't know, long time.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it's literally a Polish thing, yeah.
Alright. Yeah, I understand the Polish thing. But you know what is not a Polish thing? Drinking 2 wines and being so trashed that you're falling asleep in the yard. I don't know.
Who's done that?
You.
I have not done that.
A couple weeks ago.
Shut up.
It was
more than 2.
I know. I guess today it's spilling the wine.
Spilling the wine. Yeah, you don't fuck with my... Well, first off, I do not know why I have no tolerance to anything.
I don't either because
like,
we come from a place called Pulaski, Wisconsin.
Why?
If you are not from Wisconsin, you do not understand the impact of booze, beer, and polka in Pulaski.
Yeah, but your stepdad, we call dad, my husband, he's good at drinking the beer. Okay, he's really good.
But he's not Polish, and so that's.
But his kids are Polish, all of them, because he married Polish women.
They can all outdrink you too.
And they all can outdo all of you motherfuckers. Even Colton, who hasn't drank yet, can probably outdo me.
Outdrink you, yeah.
How? My mom can hold it down good. I don't understand it. I don't. But you are correct. I was on the freaking lawn. I was also very, very butthurt that I was eating a chicken bowl. I'm bringing this chicken bowl into the
chicken bowl.
Quick Trip. Okay, has those chicken bowls with the mashed potatoes. I needed to sober up a little bit because I was on wine number 3. And I'm like, babe, you know, we need to stop and get something to eat because, you know me, I'm going to go cray-cray. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, no, give me some tea. Like, I really need to get something to eat. And so I was eating the chicken bowl and we had the hood down. Yeah, the hood down. We were topless with our Jeep. And I was holding onto the chicken bowl and I was scooping it in because I was so drunk off of 2 drinks. You are correct. And then all of a sudden the chicken bowl just fucked off in the field somewhere.
What?
And then I blamed it on Dad. I'm like, you made me litter. You ruined my chicken bowl. But then I came home and I had somehow managed to have chicken all up in my hair.
What?
I don't know how it happened. And that was, that was 2 drinks.
It's okay because, you know, Dakota, he's not a light drinker by any means. But
Dakota's your other half who weighs like 100 pounds soaking wet.
Yes, so you would think it would not take much, but it does. It does.
Oh, I know. I've seen it.
So let's say, this day we were out on the chain, he drank so much freaking Twisted Teas and Fireball. We went out and we parked on a sandbar. We're all having a great time. We're out with his buddy, which, mind you, he's super drunk because he was saying how this buddy was petting him in his sleep one morning.
Well, you guys also like to smoke the reefer a little bit.
Okay, but
you like the Mary Jane.
That's besides the logic here. That's besides the logic here.
But my
theory
on that.
Well, just shush.
No, you see, we have this problem.
This
is why we're spilling.
I'm spilling
You're
the tea
spilling
right
the
now,
tea.
bitch.
All right, I'll listen.
Okay, so we're out on the chain. This dude's pushing the boat.
I do want to point out you can see why she's my daughter.
Oh my lord.
Okay.
I am co-host today.
I know you are co-host. You are correct. I will try.
He was pushing the boat back into the traffic where everybody was trying to get their boats out or to get back to, the next channel. So he kept pushing us into the lane of traffic. People were getting real pissed about that. So I had to sit on the other side of the boat and push against his force. And he came and stumbled upon the other side of the boat and tells me, in front of about 70 people, very loudly, "Don't make me titty slap you.
Oh my God.
I promise you I will." I got on the boat and I said, "You have to come up here first." Trying to lure him back onto the boat. And he gets onto the boat and I jump back in the water and he goes, "Now what'd you go do that for?" I said, "Because." And he looks at everybody around us and just starts to projectile. After, mind you, after trying to get some.
But he pukes all the time.
Directly,
like.
Yes, he cannot keep his
Wait,
liquor down.
hold up. Wait a minute. Dakota, if you're listening to this, I think you have a problem. Stop trying to make yourself puke just to look like you're 100 pounds soaking wet.
Oh my God.
I mean, think about it. That has to be it, because he literally... I've seen him puke a lot.
No, it's just because he
it's always drinking.
He cannot handle his liquor whatsoever. Like, he can handle
That's
it.
why I like
but
him.
But he cannot keep it down whatsoever.
That's why I like him, because him and I got something in common. It only takes a couple. We're cheap.
He was puking his guts out when he was sitting next to Dad that one day, and Dad just kept rubbing his belly. It's okay, pussy. It's okay.
Yeah, Dad's a dick. Dad's amazing. That's why I love him. I love a hard ass. I always used to joke around that, like, I wish you had more feelings and stuff.
He has feelings. He was telling his pussy it's okay.
But like with Dad, I don't want that. I don't want a guy coming up to me. Can you hold me? Like, I couldn't do it. But then when I see him with Dakota, I get a little jealous because he does do all that.
Their bromance is unbreakable.
Yeah.
I think my dad wants me to marry him just so that Dakota's stuck with him forever.
You know what wasn't? You know what else was unbreakable? When Dad said, "I'll give you $100 if you
that
start
was
up
breakable."
I know. I'm joking.
Well, no, he didn't start up the 4-wheeler.
No, he didn't. So instead of starting up the 4-wheeler for that $100 that we don't even have to give to him, your man takes the frickin' headlight of the
bar owner's ATV,
brings it to Dad, and he's like, "Here you go."
Right in the middle of a busy bar, and the bartender's like, "Your boyfriend's taking the headlight to the owner's ATV," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Look," and I look, and he's just staring at this headlight in his hand, just confused.
He was showing
How
off.
did he get it? Where did he get it? Whose is it? Like, he was just...
He was trying to fit it in his pocket, is what he told us. It wouldn't fit in his pocket.
Well, I don't know how he even remembers, because, oh my God.
Yeah, you had a long night that night.
That was a wild night. That was.
But speaking of the chain and Wapaka, this is totally off kind of subject a little bit here, but that's the way it's going to be, is you had something very traumatic happen on the chain that I personally think... Like, I have enough listeners that are around Wisconsin and all over the place. I would love them to hear this, because if it can happen to you, then it can literally happen to anybody.
Oh, yeah.
And this also, before you get into it, this situation, I already loved Dakota and everything for you, but, like, this solidified it as to, like, how he reacted. And everything was just, like, amazing. So, I think we should talk about it just to get the awareness out there.
Oh, definitely.
Abigail, please tell your story.
So, I'd just like to start off my story now by saying, you never believe something truly when you are told, like, wait till it happens, or the one day, or it always happens, you just don't really see it. It's hard to believe in those things. So, like, when something so crazy, just so out of the blue happens to you, it just makes it very hard to process. So,
yes.
Let me get into it. One day we were out on the chain of lakes in Wapaka, Wisconsin, and...
You're there a lot.
Yes.
Let's just throw that out there.
I am there a lot. I'm a chain lake bum. I am there every weekend almost during the summer.
Yep.
Yes. And he is also a native to Wapaka. So he has always been out there, never experienced something like this. We were out on the chain with our friend, and we were all swimming around, having a good time. Mind you, I was highly intoxicated. So was my boyfriend. Nothing sobers you up more than a situation like this.
No kidding.
But we decided to hop back into our boats. It was getting to be dusk, and we just started trotting towards the boat landing. when these two gentlemen come behind us and
They weren't gentlemen.
They were not gentlemen,
No.
no. When these two men come up behind us in a bayliner, mind you, which is it's a larger boat compared to ours. We only have like a almost 14-foot boat, and these guys had at least like an 18-foot boat, very large engine, much faster, much more durable.
You guys kind of have like a John boat type.
Yeah, we literally have a John boat that we have put 300 Mercury on. So it is a very small boat. These men decided to come up behind us. They were waving and trying to talk to us, and we thought that they were in need of help. So we turned around and we asked them, "Hey, what's wrong? You guys good?" And they continued to get right to it and ask, "Which one's the girlfriend?" looking at my boyfriend. And he was operating the boat. And both Sydney and I looked at him and said, we're not interested. We don't want no part of it. We're taken. And these men looked at us and said, that wasn't the fucking question, bitch. We asked you, we asked which one's the girlfriend. And that's when we both got very, nervous, obviously. And Dakota, especially, having not only his girlfriend, but a very long-time friend, almost a sister to him, being such two lead females in his life, I can imagine that anxiety of protecting us.
Oh, yeah.
And so then Dakota told them, obviously you're drunk or high. We could see these men's pupils from our boat. Mind you, at this time, we were like 15 feet away. So they got very aggressive right away, and they started coming towards our boat, trying to grab our boat and trying to get on.
And like you were saying, your boat was a lot smaller.
Much smaller, much slower. We have a very old engine, and it is not
No offense, Dakota, on your boat size and all that, but what we're trying to say is these men
the small boats do the job, too.
Just a little wiggle room, gotta learn how to wiggle. But seriously, these guys had a bigger boat with a bigger engine, so they could catch up faster.
And on top of it, it is two men, one guy with two women, and the one guy was at least 2-3 times the size of my boyfriend. So like
everybody is literally because he's 100 pounds.
But he's very scary. Don't let his size trick you though.
No, I shouldn't say it because he's a good fox.
But anyway, these men actually ended up starting to chase us down on our boats, literally. We were trying to get away, and we had to find a private dock, actually, and we parked in between two lake houses docks, and we were about ready to get off the boat and jump and run for our lives. Like, we were deadly afraid that we were going to get pulled into the woods and raped. So Dakota quickly got us to land.
Because weren't they screaming the whole time?
They were screaming, like, you're lucky I don't have my gun. You bitches are gonna learn your fucking lesson. Like, it just saying awful, terrible things.
And you never had any contact with them?
Never. We do not know these people. Yeah. None of us know these people. We literally did not have any conversations with them before. We don't know if they were watching us while swimming. We have no idea.
Yeah, that's just nuts.
We were literally just trying to be good citizens.
Yeah.
So, like, that was the biggest thing about it all, was we were just trying to help somebody.
Yeah.
And so then we ended up actually having to wave people down. And so when these men saw people coming to help, they quickly cowered away into a cove that we actually had to go through to get to our boat landing.
What's a cove?
So there was, like, an island. So there's an island, and then there's, like, let's say a moat all the way around this island of the lake,
Okay.
Like, it's just an island, and you have to go around that, so it's a channel between the two. So you could either go that way or this way. Well, this way it was having a bunch of dock work done, people just everywhere, you could not get through, and then it was a cove that we had to get through that they were waiting for us, physically waiting for us. I mean, you could see these men across the lake watching up for us, pointing at our boats. We flagged these nice people down, and thank you so much to whoever is on the Silver Fox. I will always remember you, and be so thankful.
Thank you as a mom to her. Thank you.
Yes. We do not know your names, but you guys are very gracious people.
They're They're like heroes.
Our own, yes. Yeah. They ended up escorting us back up to the dock, and these men met us up at the dock. They met us there. We went through the other channel where the dock work was being done, actually, just in case.
Yeah.
These people lived over there, so they were just kind of like, fuck it. We went up there, and they were actually trying to stop these men's boat from docking. But they actually sped their boat up towards the Silver Fox, and tried to hit their boat. And then these people are like, okay, you know, obviously they don't want their property damaged or them hurt. So, common sense, get away.
Yeah.
The men jumped off their boat. Wasn't even docked yet. The men...
No, because they're fucking crazy.
Yes,
all
the man
up on
jumped
stuff.
off the boat, and we just got ours out of the water. Because, I mean, we just hopped off, got on, got our stuff out. And we just got it off, and the man ran after my boyfriend. And he actually ended up, like, the big guy, he was so scared, he ended up grabbing our boat anchor.
No, not the big guy with the anchor. Your boyfriend.
Yes, my boyfriend had the anchor.
Yeah.
And he started swinging it towards the bigger guy, and he hit him in the leg and got him down, but the guy took Dakota down with him. And they were just beating on each other. And I actually ended up getting very scared because they worked their way of being face to face, but still on the ground.
Where were you when the anchor part was happening?
Where were you in
Sydney?
I was trying to get the boat ratcheted up to our trailer so that we can get out, because I was actually most afraid that they were going to chase us down.
Yeah.
Because if they went through the extreme to chase us down on our boat and then chase us down to the dock, I was afraid they called somebody up while they were in the cove to try to meet us up at the landing to follow us. I didn't think...
They were literally just trying to get you in Sydney.
Like, I thought once they went to the cove, we were simply just somebody was going to meet us there and just follow us home. I didn't think it was going to happen right away. Yeah. By no means. I was expecting to be stalked down. Like, we weren't expecting it to happen like that. So it was definitely crazy. I was trying to get our boat ready, but that's when I saw the man try to grab Dakota and smack his head into the concrete, and that's when I got very scared. So I ran over and I started punching the dude in his temple, trying to knock his ass out. Probably not the best idea to punch there. But when it's fight or flight, it was literally fight or flight. Like, we were so afraid. These men were...
I would have been
They were threatening our lives. It's things I don't even want to say on the podcast because it is so just inappropriate and violent.
But it was basically
it was basically like we said no. We said no, and they were not fucking happy about that. And, you know...
They were going to take it.
They were going to take what they wanted, whether it be just kicking the shit out of my boyfriend, whether it be dragging us to the woods, whether it be just beating us. No matter what it was, they had a mission, and once their brain told them that was it, that was it.
That's terrifying.
So they ended up fighting, and I ended up, started punching the guy, and that's when his buddy ended up getting off the boat. He ran up at me, and that's when Sydney actually got away from the truck, because she was just trying to get all of our stuff out of the boat so it didn't fly out. She actually ended up getting in then and protecting me and throwing that guy off of me. And that's when... I know, this is all really crazy. It is to take in. It is a lot to take in. But then that's when somebody I happened to know was there on his jet ski. So then he got off his jet ski and came up and, was protecting me and Sydney and Dakota. So then he pushed that guy trying to fight us women off, scared him off, and that's when he pulled Dakota out from the guy beating the hell out of him. And then he got on the big guy and, he separated the fight for a little bit. Well, that's when the cops, you could hear the sirens coming. There's obviously people out on the lake recording us.
Yes, and that's
There's people
good.
calling the
I'm
police.
Very thankful for that,
There's people
too.
taking pictures.
When you see something happening and, don't get yourself involved, but, try to help in certain ways.
To be a bystander and to not say something also makes you a part of the problem.
Yeah,
whether you like it or not. Your moral obligation is to help that person, especially when you know it is so wrong.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for all the videos that were taken and stuff like that, and phone calls,
we could have actually gotten into so much trouble, especially because the whole anchor thing.
Yeah, because they were trying to start. They just took it as Dakota started.
Yes,
something.
they were taking it as they had no idea what happened. All they know was that the phone calls to the police department, because we have the scanners, of course.
Yeah,
we can see what's going on.
Yeah.
We have the scanner which said, man found swinging an anchor.
Yeah, because so what happened was, you called us, because honestly, it is a crazy fucking story. to say, hey, Mom, guess what? I almost got kidnapped when I was on a boat by two guys and
who chased us down.
Who were chasing us down, and basically, in a nutshell, I'm good, but Dakota took an anchor and swung it at a guy, and someone got tased, and the other one was smashing bottles.
Yeah,
everywhere.
we didn't even
get that. But either way, the whole thing was crazy. When you called us, we're sitting here like, if she went to FaceTimed us, you even FaceTimed to make sure we saw.
Yeah.
If you went to
because
FaceTime,
it was so unbelievable.
How would I believe it? Yeah, how would I believe it? But then the next day we see the scanner page of what happened to Wapaka, and it says, someone called 911, man swinging anchor. And I'm like, good. I'm glad they got it on there, Dakota swinging an anchor.
But yeah, so then the cops started coming, and the guys were like, oh, well, we obviously have things on our boat we don't want the cops to find. So they literally went up to their boat, and I mean, armfuls of God knows what, and just Budweiser bottles on Budweiser bottles. Just insane amount. I mean, their entire floor of that speedboat was just full of Budweiser bottles. It is unbelievable.
I'm sure, drug paraphernalia.
Yeah, I'm sure too. I'm sure that's what they were throwing off the side of the boat.
I mean, the guys are nuts.
One of the guys who was there, because, obviously while they ran up to their boat, we're trying to calm down, and there's people who lived there were asking us what was going on. My boyfriend was bleeding heavily on the face, very badly, and so his wife happened to be a nurse, was checking it out and getting supplies for him and stuff. And while that was happening, the man
Thank you, by the way, to whoever that was.
Yes. The man who was helping us actually, started yelling at the men who were doing these things. Just because you are throwing away your evidence and, throwing it off the side of the boat and everything, it won't go away. We all saw it. There's videos. We don't know exactly what happened, but obviously you are not in the right. You need to just stop. And this man got very angry and almost started a fight with this other civilian. And so then we told him, just back off. You really obviously, you saw what they're capable of. Don't put yourself into it. Well, then that's when the other, I will call him skinny tweaker, got more pissed.
I shouldn't laugh.
And he started running at me and Sydney with an armful of bottles, and he started throwing them at us. Fuck probation. Fuck you bitches. This is your fault. We wouldn't fuck you anyway. And
right. That's why they were chasing you.
And that's what the guy said. He's like, that's why you were harassing these young ladies. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, just as that happened, the cops were pulling in. And he happened to think that charging the police full speed with broken glass bottles
is an amazing idea.
Yes, is a great idea.
Why not?
In Wapaka, Wisconsin, nonetheless.
Yeah, we're spilling the tea on
Wapaka today. So Wakraka.
What did you say? Wakraka? I love that.
But point is that this dude gets tased by 2 police officers. Well, I've never seen none of this happen, okay? So I'm thinking guns came out. So I'm jumping behind the boat crying. Please don't shoot! Oh my God!
Okay, but you went through all of that trauma, and you're still, please don't shoot?
Yeah!
I would have been like, shoot!
I was right there. I was right behind him. The distance he was running.
Okay.
So if he would have shot my ass, would have got shot.
Okay, change that. Yeah, I like you. I don't want you shot. Okay.
So point is that all of a sudden, those cops were obviously out of tasers. So then the buddy sees his, dude get tased down. So big tweaker comes. And he starts charging the police.
Another Wakwaka.
And one of them was a state patrol, and he straight out tells him, I ain't got no other option. You know what I'm going to pull out next. And then that's when the guy looked down, and he's like, okay, he thought about it. He just got directly on the ground, put his hands on his head, he knew the drill already. That's pretty sad on his behalf. But he knew the drill, he did it. And that's when they were cuffed, and we were questioned, and,
Weren't they on probation?
They were on probation, yes, for other things, for drug-related things like that. But I would just like to give a shout-out to, Packard Police Department. You're terrible at your job. Thank you for giving us no justice on this situation.
Yeah, there is no justice on it, but they were there on time.
They were there on time. They did help us out. So you did justice for us in that way. But you did not do justice for the younger girls.
You and
Sydney.
And Sydney.
And Dakota on his behalf as well, because, you know, they were very just a slap on the wrist charges for these guys. It was, you know,
honestly, it should have been
assault,
something.
Battery and assault is not a good charge, but it should have been harassment. They chased us down on our boat.
Well, it's almost like attempted kidnapping.
It was a premeditated thing. They chased us down. They didn't care about that.
Yeah.
They did not care that
didn't care about that.
The police department did not care that these men chased us down. The police department did not care where they chased us down. The police department did not ask to see our boat. The police department did not ask where or what time any of this started. All the police department asked was who hit who when, and where did the physical intrications happen. They wanted no other information. They could care less. I would like to say that is a huge problem, because if we would have said yes, none of those problems, none of this stuff would have happened. And it makes me think of the fact that how we never got a call when the man got out of jail. And we ran into him a couple days after at a local family restaurant. And with that being said, he is around children, he is around young women, he is around women in the community every day. These men were let back out. We were not warned. These men could have been plotting to get revenge on us. They could have been plotting to find us again.
Who else did they do this to?
Who else did they
clearly
do this to?
The way that it all played out, it was almost like they've done it before.
Well,
yes. Like how many other women have they done this to, and then they're afraid to come out and say something?
I think of the chain of lakes the way I think of the chain of lakes, and it's definitely not the same after this day, unfortunately. But the way I looked at the chain of the lakes at one point was a place where families can go to enjoy their summers, to go enjoy their ice fishing. A place where families can go to bond together and where friends can go to celebrate together. It is not supposed to be such a scary thing. And so when I think of all the young girls and young boys even, I see running around on jet skis at their families' lake houses.
Alone.
When I think of the teenage girls who work at the Indian Cross Casino. When I think of all the young people out there, or not young people out there, it's scary to think that they didn't care, because that leads more opportunity for them to go and do that to somebody else. And that's what's really scary to me. And then,
it is.
And it's also scary even thinking about, this is the first time I've talked publicly on this.
And I want to thank you for this, because I really wanted to get it out because of the amount of kids we have.
Well, I want to say thank you, because honestly, it is scary to just go out on Facebook being somebody from Wapaka and just going, hey, I had this happen, because then that makes me kind of at a target again. So, like...
A target, or what if someone comes out and says, hey, that happened to me? Then you would be helping a survivor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm thankful that you are talking about it, because honestly, this world is fucked up as it is.
I want more people to be aware, because, after...
Buddy system.
After that happened, I look at the world very differently. I used to be a very independent person. I like to go out to the mall and do things myself. I like to go out, when I was just 17, I would drive 4 hours away from home to go visit my friend up in Minocqua. I would drive...
And you did that with no hesitation?
No hesitation, nothing. Yeah. I was very adventurous. I wanted to go do things. I always loved meeting new people.
Not saying that we didn't care.
No,
but...
I'm a bartender, so I love being around people. I love meeting new people. I love being a part of the world. And that day really made being a part of the world a lot more scary.
So now fast forward to now, do you still have a hard time, say, going to that restaurant that you saw him afterwards? Obviously, you said the chain of lakes now in Wapaka is a different situation for you, but, is it, in general, do you have that now where you have to look at behind you every couple seconds?
Yes, I really, really do. I do a lot, because ever since, that happened, my eyes are more open. So I hear things more. I see things more. I read things more that were always always obviously there, but I just didn't notice. Like, I am a young mom. So when I go out with Leroy, that's my biggest when I get the most scared. I cannot go out in public with my child alone. I can't. If I do, it has to be somewhere local where I know everybody knows me or somebody will recognize something's off.
Like, yeah, and this is a huge deal because when I was your age, I don't remember going into like a public bathroom and seeing that many posters about, are you being sex trafficked? Are you this and that, about all these missing people and sex trafficking? I didn't see hardly any of that. I don't remember that. And now you go to any gas station and it's all over the place.
It's in child's bedtime stories.
It's pathetic.
It's something that we have to constantly drill into society's head. And it is pathetic. And it is the sad, sad world that we live in. And unfortunately, I don't foresee it getting better. I
don't either. But we wanted to spill the tea on the Wakwaka because...
we can also make it better by, spreading stories like this and making it aware. So I would just like to say, as two victims of, having unfortunate things happen to us like that, I would just like to say, on our Spilling the Tea, if you ever have a story that you are too scared to share with anybody and you are, too scared to just come out and say it yourself, but you would like your story to be heard, please.
I can't say the word correctly, but I'm going to try to say it anonymously.
Anonymously.
Yeah.
If you would like to anonymously share your story for awareness, please
let us be your
direct
voice.
Message the Chaotic Harmony Facebook or any of the outlets we have, because we would love to help you spread awareness and not necessarily spill that tea, but help people.
Yeah, it's not, yes, it's a spilling the tea. We're doing the spilling tea. It's called spilling the tea, but we also want to make it a place for someone to reach out if they need help, if they need advice, if they just want to share, hey, you know what? I was almost abducted by a UFO. I had to say that for Dad's sake.
Yes.
Baby, if you're hearing this, I know it was a UFO, okay?
They're watching you.
No, but in all honesty, we do want to hear. I think that's a great idea, Abigail. I didn't even know that you were going to be doing that. I do think that's a great idea. Please direct message us. Let us be your voice to get more out, more. We need more advocates. We need... There's so many little girls and boys that run around our area, especially, and their moms are in bed sleeping.
Yes, it is a scary world.
And we need to stop that.
We need to protect the children. Once again, the bystander thing. I like merging out of this horrible topic to another horrible topic.
Trauma dump.
Now we're going to really spill the tea here.
Uh-oh.
I would like to talk about, because I have, all my notes here done.
Oh, yeah, we wrote notes.
I have something I would like to share about the whole mom sleeping in bed thing. Can we talk about how come there is so many parents nowadays that just don't care? I really can't understand it.
What do you mean, sleeping?
Just don't know, about anything.
About moms laying in bed.
Parenting.
Oh, okay.
Parenting in general. I, as a young mother, have this overwhelming fear that while I am growing up with my child, and I never want to make Leroy feel that he is growing up with me. So when I see parents who ignore their children, I know some people who can just blow my mind because they have the sweetest, nicest children with so much potential, as any child does. These children are our future, and these parents are just forgetting these things. This dad I know leaves his children with his baby mama all the time. Some children whom aren't even his, their mother's not in the picture. So obviously, being lonely from that other parent not being there and being replaced by a different, end quote, mom, and then never being there. I can't imagine that. Work is one thing, but when you have that free time time should be for your children. And I'm not saying your whole life has to be for your child, because I am the last person to agree with that, because I am very still independent in my own mind. But your free time should be for your children, because it's their childhood. Like, this is your life, but your life is not their childhood. And that is one thing I think that people forget about a lot, is that the life that you are living is the life that your child is living too. And so,
it gets stuck in the everyday mundane.
Yes.
It's like they don't think about all that stuff. But I do like when you said the whole like Leroy growing up with you. Yeah, you guys all grew up with me, and I'm still growing up, and I will forever be growing up, because I don't think I ever want to be mature.
In a way, everybody will always be growing.
Yeah,
and changing.
But the way that I see it is, I think young moms are cool because I was a young mom, so I have to say that. But also because, I mean, yeah, you're younger, so your child is going to be able to relate with you more. Like, look at the bond you and I had. We had our moments, but when aren't we going to?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you come and cuddle with me in bed and you're 21 years old, I will cuddle with you.
Hey, I didn't cuddle you. I just held your toe.
Okay, you held, well, whatever. You had to make sure a body part was touching. But at the end of the day, you're still, like, I made my best friend. You saw the crap, you lived the crap with me. But we're doing better, and so I see it as more of a bonding experience, but that's just me, honestly. But I do agree with you on you need to parent up more.
Yes.
There is a lot of dumping on grandparents and stuff.
That is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
The parent dumping. It's like, you are your child's parent. Your mom and dad did not push that child out for you. They did not have sex for you for that child.
No.
The grandparents who buy everything, and I mean down to every box of diaper, damn near almost every box of diaper, every pair of wipes,
that would be
all
only
the
because
groceries.
the
That
parent is
shit
refusing
is
to do it.
pathetic.
Yeah.
It is pathetic, because I'm sorry, I'm a broke ass bitch, okay, podcast? Okay,
We all
I'm
are.
a broke bitch, and I still, when I ask somebody to even borrow money, which is very, very, very rare, I still pay them back.
No, I like to call you a
like-
hustler. Like, you're a hustler.
Or like, if
not in a good way.
when I have no job, I will find the means to pay for my child's food and my child's diaper. I never, ever, especially having that mindset, meeting other parents my age whom ask me for help knowing I struggle too. Because I get it more frequently than I like to. But I can't say no because a child,
Yeah.
But, with that being said, when you look at me, or I've been told by this one person before that, I have the kids at home with me all day long, and so is not making enough money for ends to meet. I have absolutely no idea what I can do. I have nothing I can do. I can't even get diapers. I can't get food this week. But then they'll go to the store and buy nicotine and weed for the week. That's the things that make me want to choke people.
Yeah, you need to get your
Those
Come on.
are the,
So you're spilling the tea on.
I'm
your
literally
mama and
spilling
daddy's,
the tea.
Your mama and daddies out there that are younger need to get your priorities in check. Seriously.
Even some older ones, I know.
I'm never going to have my priorities in check.
So absolutely straight. Because the way our world is already going, the young generation and millennials too. Like, please, I am preaching. Do better. Our world is going to end if we do not, as a community, do better for our children.
Amen, sister.
I keep nonstop, especially this year, hearing save the children, save the children, save the children about so many things. It is terrible. Our country from the 50s to now went from being a thriving, proud country to be a part of, something that people
we're not doing
feared.
politics on
Well,
this
I'm not getting into politics. What I'm getting at is we went from being a country that was so proud to be in a place that you wanted to be with your families, for your families.
Yep.
Now we are a country where people look at us and go, them dumb, stupid Americans did it again. They're now having kids be called fucking animals. Parents have no control over their kids. And that's, legally speaking in some things I'm not going to get into. And, also, emotionally or just, being a parent-wise, I see kids run around, do whatever they want, tell their parents what's up. I went to a wedding.
Hold up. Abigail, you do that to me all the time.
That's different. I'm clean.
How is that different? That's not different.
You raised me to be
and
that
also,
way.
I just want to...
Do you see how she talks to me, guys,
Yeah.
and you're telling me I'm not supposed to be this way?
Yeah, I want to bring something up here because I'm going to stop you in your whole little rant here, okay? Because it's also my podcast. We're co-hosting. Remember, it's not all about you. Mm-hmm. You're saying the whole, parenting thing and blah, 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 and save the children. What do you think I'm doing whenever my grandbabies are here? That is literally what I'm doing. So why are you telling me, Mom, Leroy cannot have this. Leroy cannot have... Mom, he's had too much. He is in my house.
No, that's
He is my grandbaby.
I'm okay with him having things.
I'm stressed about that.
It's
I have no limits when it comes to my grandbabies.
This is the way I look at it,
I love them.
This is the way I look at it, too, though.
But I love them.
You are the only person I truly feel in my family that I have that I can trust with my child. 100%.
Then leave me alone.
So, when I
Let
ask
me
you
be
these
a
things,
grandbaby.
it's me. It's not me, more or less, telling you, even though it is.
Yeah. You try to straight up tell me.
It's me asking you to help me do my job so that Leroy's raised the way that I want him to.
Yeah, but I
excel.
also want him to be able to want to come here, Abigail.
But he loves coming to Mom's house, even though he has rules, even though he gets spanked every once in a while.
I don't spank him.
Who's still his number one person? This bitch.
Wrong, Dakota.
Yeah.
Dakota and Bumpa.
Dakota still punishes him, but what I'm getting at is
yeah, and then he looks at him
sometimes when and other grandmas, because I know you bitches be having problems with this too. Sometimes when grandma is that number one person there, you are now a lead role model.
Yeah.
So you are the one who is helping. You are one of the number one people helping set the rules.
I'm helping him have a great life.
Expectations throughout the day.
I have zero expectations.
And helping set up a routine.
I am not a shit grandma, and you know that.
I'm not saying you're a shit grandma.
I know.
You are taking what I'm saying.
I always take it personally. Yes.
I'm a shit grandma because you know what I'm saying is true, but you want to spoil them because you love them so much.
Yes. I love them more than you.
I get it too. And
you will not understand until you're a grandma.
Well,
but the love is so different.
What I do know is that I love Leroy so much that at the store I'm broke because he points at so much shit that I can't say, oh, I'll justify it. That's a ball. He can learn,
I do that too.
He can learn how to kick
But
the
who
ball.
else did I do that for, Abigail? You.
I know.
Fucker.
You gave me bad
He's a
habits.
boy.
Which, speaking of.
Yeah, I want to bring this in about you, man. I'm reining this in. So, Abigail, you've been bringing up a lot lately about, how weird we are as a family. But I think we're awesome because of that. Because I don't like normal. I never did. That's my whole embrace the weird, make normal feel boring kind of shit. But, you were constantly telling me all these stories, and I'm thinking in my head, while you're talking, I hear wah, wah, wah. And I'm thinking, this bitch sounds just like I do. And she has the nerve and audacity to tell me I'm weird. You're weird too.
Don't call me weird. I'm actually a different...
You're handicapped because you're weird? But I want to just...
Cancel!
No, so what I'm trying to get at is I'm a product of my environment, and so are you. And my product of my environment is you and I were together when Grandma...
I am not weird. I am fucked up.
And probably because you saw your grandma's nipple at IHOP. That's what I was gonna get.
Wait, how did all of that?
Because
How is all of that supposed to tie into Grandma's IHOP nipple?
Okay, because you're a product of your environment. When I was growing up, I had my grandma was my mom because she was my best friend also, and she was everything to me. So, but she was also a little different. Like, she was the one that needed to have that attention when she walked into a room. She gave no fucks, and I wanted that for my children, and I wanted to be that. So I became that, and now I am weird. We do the Chinese fire drill when we're at a stop sign. We do that shit because mom promotes it, which isn't always safe. I know, but we laugh.
That's
but
how
what
you
I'm
can know
saying
you're a
is,
millennial.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, you were there. You saw Grandma with no fucks lick the crepe cream in IHOP, lift her shirt just a little bit, and that nipple popped out, just like that. It was out and about.
I thought I felt a breeze.
And you wonder why we're weird? I have to bring it all the way. I have to rein it in all the way into to make it awkward. I have to rein it all into that nipple.
That nipple.
Or that laundry detergent that she dragged all over the place. Like,
Grandma Coopman,
oh.
you will forever be the funniest motherfucker ever.
She comes up to me on that shopping cart
Get out of here.
at Piggly Wiggly, the famous Piggly Wiggly, by the way. The one where you got hit on and didn't even know it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you're so duh.
Yeah,
you didn't realize.
Still to this day.
Yeah. So we were at that Piggly Wiggly where you got hit on a bunch, and Grandma hits that. What was it? Tide? So it was expensive.
The most expensive. It was like the
whole
end
rag. The whole rag just. And Grandma is sliding. The kids run up to me, Mom, Grandma did this, and then literally seconds later, Grandma's on the cart that's sliding all over the place. Like, we need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and when obviously people know it was
And
her.
it was by the register.
This old lady got away with not paying a damn cent.
Nope, she said it was an accident.
It was
their fault.
hundreds of dollars of fucking
I wouldn't be
detergent.
surprised if it was 1,000 at least.
It was so much.
And they had to squeegee it off the floor, and Grandma
I'm sure it took them days to get that film off.
I literally said, I was like, I feel so bad. She's like, I don't. It's their fault for this fucking cart.
It was unreasonably fast.
And
I
you
will
know,
prefer that.
well, just because it was like a
It
personalized.
was a personalized scooter for
And
outside, not for inside the grocery store.
And Matthew kept playing with the a rabbit and the
Oh
bunny
my
thing.
God, yes.
So she would be like, stop it, and then he would fuck with it when she stopped, and so she wouldn't expect it. So it was kind of Matthew's fault too. But what I'm getting at is, we just laughed our ass off at all that. Why would you want to change that? Why would you want to change who we are?
Why are you making it sound like I want to?
Because the other day you walked in the house and you're like, Mom, why'd you make me this way? And I said, like, what? And then you rambled on about something, and then I, wasn't listening.
Well, too bad, because I know what it was.
But it was
That's
basically,
another spill in the tea.
that was all, but literally, it was all about, stuff that I would do. And I'm like, so? Who cares?
But I'm saying, I don't know why you made me this way, because it makes other people's lives hard.
And? I don't care about them.
We don't
My
care
kids
about
still,
people's
my
feelings.
kids still call me when there's a crisis. And they still call me when there's a first of something.
Well,
So
that's
I
about
don't
to
give a
change,
shit.
boys and girls. No.
No. All right, Abby, if you want to spill the tea a little bit more about me.
Yeah. While I tell you about how I can tell you are a millennium.
Shut the fuck up.
Or a millennial,
Backstreet's
not a
back.
millennium. Point is, I said earlier that's how you can tell you're a millennial. And that is actually one of the things I'd love to spill the tea about today. Mom is one of the most millennial people I have ever met.
Wah, 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 wah. That's all I hear. That's literally all I hear.
I don't know why. Because we were raised basically the same. Farm country Catholic families.
Mine didn't go to church. They only went on like Christmas.
Well, point is,
and funerals.
They felt that they were better than everyone else either way.
Yeah.
This kind of same situation. So, point is,
I don't know if they were altar boys though.
Here, ladies who are listening, or dads, here is Abby's list to knowing you are a millennial.
Oh, this is interesting. I want to hear this.
Angela Schultz specifically.
So you're basically tailored this to me.
Yes.
I'm a millennial.
If you are a huge Facebook mom or have a podcast.
You're jealous.
If you used to tell your children that only purple eyeshadow looks good with blue eyes, and you need to back it up with a sparkly, light clear lip gloss.
Yes.
And make sure you always have not the wing eyeliner.
No.
The normal pencil eyeliner, and stab that shit into your waterline.
I don't see the problem in any of this.
Dressing in all black.
I still dress in all black.
Yeah, that's the point.
I'm waiting for someone to die of my humor.
Waiting.
Like if someone passes away right next to me because they're laughing because of my humor, I'll be like,
That's why we're black.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, especially leggings. Today she's wearing fishnet cutouts.
Mm-hmm. You jelly. They're my favorite ones.
If you wear Converse, like they're going out of fashion, which they never will, they're Converse people.
I love Converse.
Exactly. If you have over 3 tattoos.
Hey, come on now. Some of these I did myself. Are they really considered?
If one of those tattoos
is a butterfly
has a date, and if one of them is a tramp stamp.
I have a really bad tramp stamp.
You know you're a millennial. If it took the world going to shit for you to finally vote or want to vote.
You're hitting. Oh, you want to take that knife?
Millennials. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
What's wrong with you? You're the ones that want to have your own cat litter box. Hey, what the fuck?
Who raised us? Who raised my
generation? I
generation?
didn't tell you to go.
Millennials, if you have... no, you're...
You're blaming me for
this ain't Bob. This ain't Bob. This has nothing to do with my family. But how to know you're a millennial? If you raised your child to call themselves a they, them...
I want that to share this.
Or if you raised your child to identify as a cat or dog,
meow,
you are a millennial for sure.
Hey, love is love.
I will leave you millennials alone for the day.
Well, you didn't bring in any music into that, so
that's for a different day.
All right.
But while we're at that, millennials, I am a classic rap lover myself.
Hey, Abby, you remember that one time I caught you picking your nose and I got it on camera and then I sent it to every boyfriend you've ever had? Remember that?
Do you guys hear this? She's so embarrassed with
I'm not embarrassed.
I tell her.
I had to make sure I got the rest of my list done.
She has to cut me off. Yes, it cut me
That's because we're co-hosting this and you've been doing most of the hosting. Let's just throw that out there.
Hey, can I just say that I'm co-hosting a series on your podcast? So, like, I should be the cooler host on this series. Because
you're the younger version of me, I get it.
You get to be the main host every time, and I'm a better speaker than you.
Ask all my listeners that.
I don't know. I have a lot. Not. Today we are ending off badly, but... If you have any hot tea brewing up in your life and you want your own unfiltered, unprofessional
if you want
advice,
our unfiltered and unprofessional advice. I just have to make sure I do that. She gets annoyed.
I said your own.
Whatever.
All you gotta do is send us a message through the link attached to this episode.
You can also reach out to us on my Facebook page, Chaotic Harmony. Like we said, just DM us. We want to hear your stories, all that. If you don't want our advice, but just need to even vent, that's fine too. There's no tea we cannot handle. Last but not least, take advantage of this beautiful weather and go outside. And I'm laughing because when I wrote this, it was beautiful weather. It is shit weather today. Okay, but either way, go outside, get some humidity, embrace the weird, and make normal feel boring.
Bye.